Boxing truth here. SERGEY KOVALEV and DMITRY BIVOL is a fight that's going to be marinated. The fight is not ripe enough just yet. No built-in storyline for the fight to take place as soon as possible. It's been reported, well, it was revealed this past Saturday night by Beeville's team that they have worked an agreement to have main events promote Beeville in the United States. Beeville has not officially signed to main events, but they'll be working with each other to promote him in the United States, as Beeville's next fight is tentatively scheduled for the undercard of Kovalev's next fight, a proposed date on March 3rd at the theater in Madison Square Garden. So these guys are on a collision course. It's going to be built up. The fight's going to be marinated for an eventual showdown, perhaps late 2018, early 2019. And Kovalev is eager to regain his own throne in the light heavyweight division, willing to fight all comers, but he's not going to chase anybody. He is the man in the light heavyweight division. He has earned his stripes. It's really the guys that should be chasing him, trying to get a fight with him, since he's pretty much the biggest fight in the division at the current moment, since Stevenson is not really interested in fighting anybody, not even his mandatory challengers. So Kovalev's the guy to gun for in the heavyweight division, since he's a willing participant, willing to fight the best, willing to prove that he's the best in the heavyweight division. That is his current goal. And Barrera seems to be the front runner to perhaps be Kovalev's next opponent. But Barrera's team have a decision to make. They're going to be presented with two offers. One of them is going to be more lucrative than the other, but one of them is going to be perhaps less of a threat, not as a tough a matchup compared to the other. So Barrera and his team are going to have to put their heads together whether to fight for finances, the economics, which will be a Kovalev fight plus a world title shot. Barrera is rated number 3 by the WBO, so he is a worthy contender and opponent for Kovalev's next fight. Kovalev wanted the fight originally for November 25th. Barrera turned it down for a number of reasons. But now he's in a good position to perhaps fight Beeville as a mandatory, or fight Kovalev, since Kovalev is interested in getting that fight for his next fight in New York. I interviewed Barrera at the final press conference, and from what I get from him and his team is that maybe they're going to opt for DMITRY BIVOL. I sense they view him as an easier fight, since they believe Beeville he's good, but doesn't have the experience, nowhere near the experience of Kovalev, and they feel Barrera's experience with the opponents that he's been fighting, they feel that they can exploit Beeville's lack of inexperience, since he only has 12 fights and hasn't exactly fought a world beater just yet. So maybe they'll opt for that fight, but the money that they'll receive to fight Kovalev may be too enticing to turn down. Whatever choice Barrera makes, I would pick Beeville and Kovalev to beat Sullivan Barrera. But Sullivan, I think, has a better chance against DMITRY BIVOL, since we still need to learn a lot about him, though his team is very confident. His manager, Vadim Kornilov, has seen him spar with top-level guys, and they are all in when it comes to Beeville. They're willing to match him with any light heavyweight in the world, so that speaks for itself. So maybe Beeville is just a guy we don't know about, but could be the real deal. Could be the goods. Perhaps could be the heir to the light heavyweight throne. Perhaps is the changing of the guard to Kovalev. I ain't gonna lie, I'm nervous about Kovalev eventually fighting DMITRY BIVOL. He doesn't look like a big guy. I stood right alongside him. Felt I could take him, but he's 12-0 with 10 knockouts. He's being pushed as perhaps the next light heavyweight king. He's from a different generation of Kovalev, And Freddie Roach recently said that fights between different generations are dangerous. They're fights that he doesn't like, and I agree with him. I don't like fights between different generations as well, because something like this, it repeats itself in boxing history. Fights between different generations. Kovalev will have to defy the boxing gods if he was to match against DMITRY Bivol sometime late 2018 or early 2019. But if any fighter could do it, it's Sergey Kovalev. But it's gonna be difficult. It's a different generation fight. Defying the boxing gods is no easy task. I've tried to do it myself on more than one occasion. I've been burned on more than one occasion. Got some predictions wrong because of it. Got burned in the Pacquiao-Horn fight. Got burned in the Vladimir Klitschko-Anthony Joshua fight. And those fights were between different generations. Officially, I was wrong. Felt I was right in the Pacquiao-Horn fight. Got the pick right, but Pacquiao didn't get the decision. And Klitschko could have arguably still been ahead. Or at least the fight was dead even on the cards if the fight was scored properly. But the point is, these fights, when it comes to different generations, are always dangerous. Look what happened in the Fury Vladimir Klitschko fight. So Kovalev has a young, hungry champion that's waiting in the wings, that's knocking on the door, and that's a threat to his light heavyweight throne. That's a fight to look forward to, but in the meantime, there are plenty of fights to enjoy in the light heavyweight division. Alexander Kovacevic is #1 contender for Kovalev's strap. Most likely he'll go the WBC route, as Kovacevic and Kovalev are friendly. And it's going to be, don't see them guys fighting each other, at least not next. Besides, Egis Klimas manages both guys, so when's the last time you've seen two Egis Klimas fighters fight each other? I can't remember when. I don't think it's ever happened. So I don't see that fight happening anytime soon. We'll see what Kovalev's next opponent will be. If it's Sullivan Barrera, that's a good fight for him. It's a great style matchup for him. And he'll be heavily favored to win that fight, considering the performance that both guys are coming off of. Kovalev looks sensational. Barrera had a so-so fight against Valera. Valera's awkward, though. Not the easiest guy to look against. Even Beeville couldn't knock him out. But this fight is being built up. It's going to be marinated, not ripe enough just yet. And hopefully Kovalev will get a chance to fight Beterbiev before he fights DMITRY Bivol, as I think Kovalev would knock the fuck out of Beterbiev. This is Boxing Truth. I'm out.